And a very warm welcome to all of you. Mike Cavalli here on the Mediumship Show. So I've still got my old cough. It's went away and it come back. So please be patient with me tonight. Let's hope that the computer doesn't break down. I've put this show on a new computer tonight, so hopefully we'll be good to go with this. A few things here. I've had some people come through already in spirit, and I've taken some notes down here about who they are. But first of all, I want to talk about visitations while we wait for people to pop in. This time of year we start to get more visitations, especially for those who are conscious of it and more aware of it. You'll start to see, usually at the peripheral, the corner of your eye, a loved one in spirit. And there's actually nothing this time of year per se, except for the fact that because this is the love energy, it started from the beginning of November and actually peaks on the third week of December. This love energy gets stronger and people are pulled into this love energy. You notice that as we get nearer to Christmas, people start behaving a little bit more lovingly, generally speaking. And so this does raise the vibration and allow us to communicate and get in touch with loved ones, and visitations seem to be the thing this time of year. Of course, we have to consider you've probably heard this expression used on Star Trek called the Prime Directive. All these TV shows actually borrow a lot of names from the spiritual world, and the Prime Directive is that spirit can only interfere so much with life on earth. It can't interfere that it changes people's path unless it was agreed. So there is a limit to what they can do, but that Prime Directive has been lifted a little bit more, so there's more available for them to help us. But of course we've got to ask for the help, and we need to also conduct ourselves in whatever help we're asking for. We need to conduct ourselves in a way that we're readily able to, first of all, accept the help, and also have the responsibility of taking on board the energy and the frequency of ready to accept. Usually in terms of health, we have to readily be available to accept help from spirit, and we have to feel really worthy to be healed. And that's one of the problems that we face as healers, is that the people that we're working with, although consciously or in the mind they want to be healed, subconsciously they have doubts about themselves and doubts about their feelings. Just while we're going on down that line, I want to talk about passion, because one of the best ways we can start to heal is when we find our passion. Because when we're in passion, not only do we not feel our problems that are around us, we actually change the chemistry inside our body to be more suited for healing. There are thousands, if not thousands upon thousands, of cases where people have healed themselves through not surrendering to the bodily imbalance and getting on with their life and doing what is passionate to them. You'll find a lot of musicians, not all, but a lot of musicians live long ages because they continue with their passion. Just because they're 85, 86, they continue with their passion, and their problems are all pushed behind them. So this is something that we can learn from this. Of course, I'm just being very general here in these terms, but it's just something for you to mill over a little bit. Also, I want to talk a little bit about AI, because I did something with AI, and I don't want people to be frightened of AI, because if we use AI, see, AI learns from us, excuse me. And so if you're a light worker, a healer, or somebody using spirit for good, we can educate AI. And so if I can find it here, I actually, I'll come back to that in a minute. Well, oh no, here it is. Look, this guy that you see here, the one on the left is a younger version of him, and the one on the right is more inclined of how I saw him. He's still not quite there, but if anyone can take part of this that may look like somebody, you know, this looks like to me it's a father that's come through for a daughter. So he looks Latino to me, or Mediterranean. So this is the nearest I could get it with these prompts. So this is something I'm going to put back up in a minute. I'll just take him down for now. And if anyone has got any comments they want to make, please feel free to make comments, and just we'll see who comes through. I'm using this new computer, and I really hope it's all synchronized really well today, so that we can get the comments coming through. I'll tell you who first of all, let's just go to our little commercials here. Don't forget Colin Walker. Here's his book, The A to Z Index of Spiritualism, and an excellent medium. Please go to ethericweb.com, or just type in Colin Walker. You'll find him on Facebook, and have a look, see what he's doing. He's up to all kinds of things, so it's really good there. Now let me get him down, and also let's put up Linda. There's her book, 5 Years in Heaven. She had a near-death experience. You can find her at Dr. Linda Kramer Paranormal on Facebook. All kinds of stuff going on there as well. Yeah, you know, if you just want a little bit more than mediumship, if you want to get more into UFOs and stuff like this, then we can do so at her website. So this is while I was doing the meditation. These are some people that come through. First of all, I want to give you a couple of names. There was somebody called Jace or Jason that come through. I also had somebody called Mary coming through, and she feels like she was a sister link for somebody that would be coming through tonight. But probably the most prominent person that come through was an old lady with white hair. Her hair was very thin, and it was all brushed back. I would say there's like a hint of the old purple rinse that some of the old ladies used to have. There was a little bit of that in it, but it's quite fluffy and it's quite thin, and it's all brushed back. She's got a lovely porcelain face, and slightly rosy cheeks. It's a full face, so she probably had a little bit of weight at some point, and so she's here. What else? Other features? She's got this lovely smile. It's a smile of honest joy, and she gives me the impression also that she loved being around children, especially grandchildren. And this lady lived to be, I think, into her early 80s. So if you know who this is, please just comment. I'm going to try and see if I can get the things up. Okay, there we are. So that's that lady. I also have a man here, and what's interesting about this man, he doesn't show me himself, and it's very interesting why he doesn't show me himself, because he sees everything through a lens. So excuse me. So he comes across as a photographer to me, and this was a passion for him, photography. Somehow I think he's connected with this guy. I could be wrong, but as I was mentioning this, I was shown this guy here. So I think these two might be connected. If they're not, don't worry. But there's certainly a guy here who used to like taking photographs. I think he was a professional photographer as well. Who else come through? Okay, there was a blonde lady that come through, and she didn't live to have old bones. She was about 50 when she passed. She's got this lovely blonde hair, centre parting and straight all the way down. And it feels like it was quite tragic, actually, with her. I'm feeling something around here, around the breast area, and the back of the lungs. It's all up here. So I think her passing was very quick, very unpainful, if that's the correct phrase to use. So I see nobody is coming through with messages yet. While I'm talking, I'm gonna just try and go on YouTube and see if this is connected to YouTube, because this thing might not be synchronized so well, which is a bit of a nuisance, but there we go. So I'm on YouTube here, and I can see, you see, there you are. So it's coming through on YouTube. So something needs to be synchronized. It says here, hello Mike, anything, messages or advice my father would like to share. Okay, so let me see here. If I can see who you are, that would be good. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if we can bring your father through. Okay, as I begin to get close to whoever's here in spirit, I get rather hot. So I do feel there was something with temperature around him, particularly around the head here. It feels very hot. That's all he wants to give me at the moment. With that, he'll come back to that, but he wants to reveal his personality before I can give you a message about your father. He seems quite content. He seemed to be quite a content person when he was on the earth plane. And so he comes across gentle now, certainly comes across gentle now. And he wants to, he actually wants to put his arms around you, because I feel he didn't do that enough when he was on the earth plane. I also feel with him, I feel a lot around here. I do feel a lot around here, and it sort of comes down to here as well. So I think there was a few issues that he might have had. You know, he was a very private person, your father, because he doesn't want to tell me too much. It's not a cop-out by any stretch of the imagination, but I can't force him to tell me something that he doesn't want to say. So I'm going to give you a message. And it's to do with this time of year as well. Because I get the sense that he's saying that you feel just a little bit down this time of year, and he's saying don't feel down at this time of year. He's always around you, and actually, thank you, he's coming around you now, and you might be able to feel him around your knees, where your knees start to get cold, or your shoulders start to get a little bit cold, but you should start feeling a change in temperature around you now, and that is him coming forward, trying to express his love for you. He does bring an elderly lady over with him on the other side, by the way. Your father comes to me actually at a youngish age. I'm not saying that's the age he passed, but he looks to be no more than 60 as he comes to me right now. So this might have been an age where he really felt good about himself also. And there's a lady that comes with him who's about 83, 84 or 85 years of age. So the message he wants to give to you is to keep going forward, and keep going forward, because you've also been looking for changes recently, and these changes are going to come for you. He wants you to begin to, feel the love that's inside you again, and he does mention again, and he also wants to talk about not to feel alone, and you're not alone, and you won't be alone. So if any of that makes sense to you, he'll always be around you. God bless him. I get someone with the initial B as well. That's either with him or he has a B in his name. Again, he doesn't want to give me his name. He's very private about all of this. Okay, I think he's going to step back. So, okay, just one last thing for you before he goes. Well, he does like music, and he brings me some music. So in particular, it's more poppy music, and actually he gives me the Beach Boys. So if it's music, he likes the Beach Boys, or he could be talking about a beach. But I think because he's showing me the Beach Boys themselves. So please take that message with you. Know that you're not alone, and well, I think next year is going to be a good year for you. So I'll leave that with you for now, and we'll see if he pops back a little bit later with anything else he wants to say. So Ange from Vienna, hi Mike, hello everyone, thank you for popping by. Who's this? My father wants to give a message. Dear Mike, maybe my father wants to give a message to my mother. Yeah, I mean, always this time of year we get this type of thing coming along. Now, this particular man, he feels that he was quite, when he was on the earth plane, heavy in the sense, not so much weight, that he found things quite burdensome a lot of the time, and I don't think he used to show it a lot of the time also, and it feels like he protected your mum from a lot of the issues and a lot of the troubles in life, which thank you, which he's saying he wish he'd allowed your mother to be more independent and do some more things, and then she wouldn't feel the way she feels at the moment. But he also shows me that your mother's laughing as well, so I know your mother's got a really good spirit about her, and through everything that's going on, and particularly this time of year. I also want to give you the 1st of December. He's very specific about the 1st of December. If it's not the 1st, it could be the 11th. I might have misread that. But the beginning of December is quite important for them. So the message he wants to give to your mother is, okay. Well, he says, you've got a bit more to do here before you go home. So he says this in a tongue-in-cheek way, you better get on with it. I know that your mother has had plans or ideas for many, many years of things that she wanted to do, but she's never wanted to do it, or has had the energy or the real oomph to want to do these. This is something creative, and the message he brings is help your mother be more creative, help your mother kickstart her off the ground with the projects that she wants to do, and she'll start to find life much, much more enjoyable. But she's doing okay, your mother, and you're not to worry about this. Also, I've got to say, he shows me that I'm taking my ring off. This doesn't mean any. A lot of people would think I'm talking about divorce or anything. It doesn't mean that. Also, it can also mean a new beginning. So he wants your mother to have a new beginning, a fresh start, as it were. He also gives me the number 2. The number 2 pops in. So if you can take that, any of that, just leave that in a comment for me. That would be great. Okay. Hi, Mike. Could you probably get in contact with my grandmother? What message, advice would she give me? I really miss her. Okay. Yeah. Let's have a look. Okay. Well, this lady was a caring lady. This lady was somebody who, I feel she was like the centre of the household, as it were. Even though the families had split up and gone their own way, while she was alive, everything descended upon her. Not always physically, but it could have been on the phone or something like this. So she was always there. She was always the centre. So there would be a vacuum. I'm not sure if at some point you lived with her or she lived with the family, but there's certainly that closeness that suggests that there was some form of cohabitation at some point. Okay. Your grandmother was a very honest person and a very subtle person and a very gentle person when it come to giving information that she felt might be hurtful or you might take the wrong way. And so I'm trying to find the right words here to describe this. By the way, I'm getting a real pain just down here by the stomach, all the way down here, and my throat is getting clogged up as well. So there were some issues here with your grandmother, and the back is beginning to give me some trouble now as well. So she's just coming in a lot closer. But the message is, she says she's never far away from you, and you do sense her. We spoke about visitations earlier. She's not going to make a visitation because she knows at the moment that might freak you out, not in a scary way, but she just knows that at the moment for you it's not a good idea to present herself to you, and she would only be able to do it as a flash, as it were. So, and I think if it does happen, I'm being shown a Christmas tree of some sort or some Christmas celebration, and it will be around there if she's able to appear. And I think she'll do it if she can do it with permission, and she'll do it round about a special time. Let me give okay, I want to give you the 31st of December, not because of New Year's Eve, but something special about New Year's Eve. Okay, the message. Look, she says, I love you from above as I do below. You only have to hear the message. You only have to feel the message, actually, is what she says. Excuse me. So try to feel her. And at night time is the best time that you'll feel her. I'm told she used to sing to you when you was very young, or sing lullaby or probably read something, but there was this closeness at night time with you, and so this is when she'll also try and make her presence known, and it won't be scary. It'll be really beautiful because she knows how much you're able to absorb without being distressed by it. But the message is, I love you as above as I do below, and she says, talk to me as you would if I was on the earth plane. And that's the message that she gives me for you. Okay, thank you so much, Mike. You're welcome. Or maybe my great granny. I loved her very much. Well, yeah, I mean, over there, it doesn't matter, does it? Great grandma, grandma. It really doesn't matter. It's all to do with energy and vibration out there. And before we go on, this is the point about everything, that this idea of racism is so ridiculous because we're all connected. And you know the old saying, if one of us is sick, we're all sick. And so when we get over the other side, you know, yes, we've got our soul groups and we have our soul mates and this, but we're all one. Putting it in earthly terms, your grandma is my grandma on a soul level. So we'll see if your great granny comes through. Okay, so true. That says absolutely. Thank you very much, Mike. Some things did not fully resonate, but you said number 2, and my mother was born on the 2nd of the 10th. Two. Oh, very well. Okay. Yeah, sometimes under these conditions that we're working here, it's a little bit chaotic. When we do evenings of clairvoyance at Divine Services, it's a lot different because people come online, and we're not doing it with text, and so it does become actually a little bit easier and a little less chaotic. And I will be doing a Divine Service soon, and I'll let you all know about it. I will let everything. Maybe we better understand his message than me. Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much. Okay, that's all the messages we got there for now. I just want to see if anyone, while we're all here, if anyone can take this chap that's here. I had to draw him by text prompts. It's quite near. It's not exactly how it is, but it should be close enough for somebody to say, well, the eyes are familiar, the bone structure is familiar, or the hair's familiar, something like that. But anyway, I'll leave him up there just for a minute if anyone can recognise him. Let's see if anyone else has decided to text in. No, nobody else has texted in. Some things that fully resonate, but you said the number 2, and my mother was born 2-2. Yeah, we got that. Good. Okay. Yeah. It's unfortunately, this work that we do is not an exact science, and I'll be the first person to admit that whenever we don't get something right as a medium, I can assure you it's always the medium's fault. It's never spirit's fault. So I know that goes against the grain, what my colleagues mediums will say, but almost overwhelmingly it's because we've misinterpreted it, or something else. It could be that another spirit stepped in. It could be anything, but the responsibility is with us to make sure that we at least give some evidence to provide with the person. It will never be 100%. That I'm pretty sure of. We had a session today, and it was a class that I was running, and the lady couldn't take anything this guy was saying. But we worked through it, and he eventually, she could take some of it. One thing I would say is sometimes the sitter who comes for a reading really wants to hear from somebody specific, and so their whole mindset is focused on that. And so when the medium brings someone through and it's not who they want, there causes some kind of fluctuation, if you like, in the field. But it is always the responsibility of the medium to try and work through that. So, Mike, do you think next year will be better? Well, yeah, is the simple answer to that. As my shaman friend would say, do you want it to be better? And of course, yes, but generally speaking, this is how it's been given to me. This is how Jean has given it to me. Those that take self-responsibility, that doesn't mean not to accept help. Yes, accept help, but you've got to have, first of all, self-responsibility. So no matter what it is that you're doing, if you want better health, a better job, a better relationship, it starts with self-responsibility. It sounds like a hard, horrible thing. No, it just means having intention. So let's put it that way. If you've got the intention, is the first thing, because this energy we've got at the moment, and it's not stopping, is an energy of truth, of authenticity, responsibility, passion, love, all of these things. And if you do every single one of these things, no matter how little, so create intention, i.e. responsibility, find your passion. If there's something that you love doing, it doesn't matter whether it will be a commercial success or not, just find your passion and do that. Love. And when we talk about love, we talk about self-love. When you start to value yourself again and feel the love that's inside you, because remember, you're a divine being, and so you have this self-love in you. And when you get this self-love and you can start to exude this love, then you're in the field. This is when things will change, but it takes a little bit of work. And so you must remember, as I always said, you know, be gentle with yourself, but just do a little bit every day, and you will see changes. We are now, despite what you see going on in the world, all this is the old 3D world falling apart at the seams, because the evolution of man consciousness is raised a lot more now. And those that go with that flow, that energy, are going to be the ones that succeed. So you ask, will next year be a better year? The next year is going to be a better year if you want it. And I think you do want it. And I think all you needed to know is how to go about it. And so, yes, focus on what you want, and don't let anyone tell you can't, or you shouldn't, or you're overstepping your ability. No, you know what you want. You just go ahead and just do it. Passion, intention, love, and above all else, gratitude is the thing that's going to make it happen. So yes, it's going to be a good year. Dear Mike, someone hurt me so much last week. Maybe there is a message from Spirit. What was... What was... Okay. Okay, so thank you. You can only be hurt with your own permission. No one can hurt you if you don't allow it. And when we get hurt because the person that has hurt us, actually, I know this sounds strange, we obviously love and respect them more than we do ourselves. Now, of course, look, I'm somebody, for example, that it's very difficult to hurt or offend me. But if my wife was to say something that might cause offence, then it's a little bit different, because I've got this real emotional bond with her. But anyone else can pretty much say anything, and it doesn't bother me. And why doesn't it bother me? Because when you're, and I learned this from Jeanne d'Arc, when you are doing your authentic best, when you're working in light, when you're working in truth, and you're working with that spark of divine that's in you, nobody can hurt you. Nobody can. And so the lesson is, find the power within yourself again, love yourself again. Yeah, you might feel a little bit taken back, but you won't feel the burden, you won't feel the pain that you experience. You might actually say, as we say in Italian, poverino, you know, poor thing that person has to hurt me in this way. And it's usually to give themselves a lift. In other words, they want to take a bit of your light away, a bit of your spark away. And also remember this, when somebody hurts you, it's a reflection of their inner self. Now, look, if you're in a relationship and somebody wants to break up with you, there are ways of breaking up with you without being so offensive. That if you're in a job and you're getting canned, there's a way of approaching you and saying you're sacked, and in a nice way and a hurtful way, even though in the nice way will have a short-term impact, but it will go away a lot quicker. But when you're in your own power, you kind of say, okay, all right, that's a bit harsh, fair enough, and you leave it there. Because otherwise they're living rent-free in your head for days and days and days and days. But when you get back in your own power, I don't normally say believe me, I don't normally say trust me on this, but I will in this case. Trust me, when you love yourself again and you're in your own power, it will just pass you by. And this is the message that Spirit brings, because they know what it's like to love earth-wise, and they know what real love is from the heart center. So they know both sides of the coin. I would suggest you listen to Greg Braden or Joe Dispenza, someone like this who can really help you get back in your own power. Or read some stuff about Jeanne d'Arc there. I mean, there's this girl, she's 17 years of age, and she's had the gall in a very patriarchal society to not only get an army to approach people in authority, which is almost impossible for someone of her age at that time, but to also command an army. This takes courage, this takes strength, this takes inner belief. And she experienced a lot of pain, but she kept going, getting over it all the time. But how she gets over it was self-belief, self-assurance, and didn't have these fears of abandonment. I don't know why I've brought that word in or why they've given it to me. Maybe that'll resonate with you, abandonment. But the long and the short of it is, find your own power. Get the warrior that's within you, bring it back out, and you won't regret it. The thing is, a lot of people may dislike you for it. You know, they might say, boy, you've changed. All you've got to do is say, thank you for noticing. But you owe it to yourself. So, and of course, one of the best ways of getting over hurt is just to cry it all out. Science has shown that there's this cleansing mechanism with crying. So just cry it all out. Find the warrior within you. Find your passion. And, you know, as the song goes, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. And that's the advice that I can offer you from Spirit. The lesson. I think I touched on the lesson. You know, I don't believe in lessons. I'm absolutely convinced we haven't come here to learn lessons. We are this wonderful soul that's all knowing. Why would we want to come to the earth plane to learn a lesson that we already know when we're in soul form? So if we can call it, I wouldn't call it a lesson. I would call it, and this is the difference. This is the power of words, and this is how you can change your perception. I wouldn't call it a lesson. I would call it an experience. It was an experience, not a life sentence. You see the difference in how this can change your perception? Very quickly, you know, when we say, you know, I feel hurt, we have this feeling of this hurt is permanent within us. But in Ireland, the old boys would say, hurt is upon me. Now that brings a different aspect to it, because hurt is upon me, it implies that it can move on, it can change. But when you say I'm hurt, it's buried deep within you. So try and find new words also. This is an experience. That's all it was, and move on. Let's not talk in terms of lessons, because it's too negative. It's too negative to me. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I think I've said enough for you to feel a little bit inspired to say, yes, I can do this. And as Jean said, I'm not afraid. I was born to do this. So, excuse me, let's have a look. Thank you, Mark. I'm grateful for you and your advice. Thank you. You're most welcome. Today it's all about intention. And the more intention we create, the more easier things is going to be on the earth plane level for us. And I would say to people, you know, look, your grandparents, your parents, your brother, your husband, your wife, they don't go anywhere. They're still sharing this same space, but on a different vibration. You too can also connect with them. And I think it's really good if you just go about your day talking to them. Excuse me, just talk to them. And before you know it, they'll start answering you. I think you've got to believe. If you don't believe, then that's a block. Again, it's not a punishment. Well, we can talk about karma very briefly here. Karma, you know, people often see karma as, you know, oh, it's bad karma. No one ever talks about good karma. These are all societal constructs that spiritual organizations have, if you like, have drummed into us. Karma is there to guide you. It's not there to punish you. It basically tells you when something goes wrong, it's because you've taken a wrong path. You've lowered a vibration or something like this. And karma's also there when you do something good to project you and push you in that direction. It's like what's the saying? I think the psychologist here, positive reinforcement. It's like giving you a chocolate when you do something good. So again, one of the things I want to do, because when you work with Jeanne d'Arc, everything is positive. There's no negativity there at all. So she will say exactly what I've said. It's not a lesson, it's an experience. She'll talk about karma. One of the channeled messages I did, she speaks about karma as being exactly this. It's a guide. It's not a scorecard. There isn't this omnipotent person sitting in the sky, you know, on a gold frame with a beard, marking everything bad that you do, which is certainly coming from a Catholic background. That's what we grew up with. No, the divine is an all-loving divine, not one that punishes. And once we recognize this, also we can excel because we're now in the love energy. What is this? Does my great-grandmother would like to tell me something else? Okay, let's have a sip of water. Okay, I'm just getting the picture of your great-grandmother here coming in. And she's showing me herself in a picture, and she's sitting down, and she's got, I think, one person next to her standing up, and I think there's either a child on her lap or there's something on her lap anyway. I can't see that too clearly. She's got a roundish sort of face, and the person that's standing with her is quite stern, I would say. But okay, let's see. Okay, there we are. So look, this goes back to doing exactly what you want to do, and don't be told that you can't do it or shouldn't do it. Now, this is not meant in an arrogant way, and this is not meant to be said in a way that would break up a family or cause problems in relationships. No, all she's simply saying is that, you know, you are a divine sovereign person and you have the right to do and take the direction that you want to take. And it just feels to me that you're holding back on this, because if we get back to the same old problem, we always, like the book says, why say yes when you want to say no? So you put yourself second. And this is something that she would have had to have done in her period, put herself second and serve everyone else. So you can serve everyone else, but you've got to also serve yourself. And you can serve other people better when you serve yourself best. And that's the message that she brings, and she does it with a smile, because she makes me smile as I want to say this. So it says there, thank you very much. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Beautiful words. Yep. Okay. That's my grandmother. Thank you very much, Mike. So many wise and inspiring messages. Yeah, well, you know, to be honest, I don't know if they're mine or hers anymore, because Jeanne is so close to me now. At some point, I think I'll explain my association with her. She's not exclusive to me. I'm not one of those people that are very guard her jealously. She's not exclusive to me, but we do have a very, very long history, I know, and at some point we'll talk about that. There's a lot more I'm going to be doing over the years. So anyway, good evening, Mike. I'd like to receive a message from Spirit if possible. Thank you. Okay, so let's have a look. You want to receive a message from Spirit? Okay, well, look, I don't know who I've got here. I'll soon find out who I've got here. But I've got somebody that was somebody that took action, that done things, that was really bright, really bubbly. Somebody that was always on the go. And in fact, you know, sometimes people will say, calm down, slow down. But this person always done things with joy. Always made people laugh also. Okay, and this is my child. Okay, we'll come to that. Okay. So this lady in spirit wants to bring this to you, because you have a similar personality, but somehow you've stopped or pushed back from having that joy, that carefree, that live life to the full type of feeling. Now, certainly in the new year would be a good time to start. It's a good break to shed the old and what's the word they say? Reinvent yourself. With you, it's not reinventing yourself. It's being the person who you really wanted to be. Something happened that stopped you from being this person like your grandmother. Well, she says that's got to end. Be yourself. You won't regret it. And just go out and have some fun. She doesn't talk about going out, going wild, having parties and stuff like that. It's just more to do. Okay, she's showing me that you are a classy person, and she's showing me that you should go and do things in restaurants or bars or wherever it is you go, to restaurants and bars and things like this that are more in line with your authentic self. So in other words, what she's saying is she can see that you're a stylish person, you're a classy person, and you should start to move in those circles. And this is the message that she brings. I think she's also talking about there's some kind of change going on for you. I don't know if it's work or business, but there's something that's not, it's not social. It's something to do with finance. It could be work, or it could be money's coming in from somewhere. But it's something that I think you've wanted to do or collect and don't know how to go about it. Well, she said, put your best clothes on and go out there and take it and grab it. And it will happen when you're your authentic self. So that's the message she brings. Okay, sounds like, okay. Is my child okay? Okay, let's have a look here. So I did have a child that come through in spirit earlier. Again, I don't know if it's yours, but this child literally presents me himself as a child, and it's a he that I've got here. And this kid has hair brushed forward like this, and it's slightly wavy, slightly wild. It's difficult to describe a good-looking kid. He is a good-looking kid, this kid. He shows me himself at a very young age, at about 8 years of age, 9 years of age. I hope this is who I've got here. It could. This is how he presents himself. He could have been a lot older, but he shows me him like this. I feel very tired with my voice when I speak, and I want to start to speak quieter with him. But he was quite is it lively? Is not. It could be the word, but he was quite the spirit himself when he was on the earth plane, I think. And he's just having fun. I'm shown a ball, and it's orange. It looks orange. I'm shown a ball, and it looks orange. So he might have liked playing with balls. Not. Yeah, I think so. I think certainly over the other side he is now. That's all that's coming through. I'm afraid he's not stepping up as much as I would have liked. But just hang on, because I will ask if Jean can help bring this young man through. I says, yes, I'm looking for a job and trying to apply for skills. Thanks. Yeah, look. What's the saying? See it when I believe it, I will not. Believe it when I see it, I will. You go for the job and see that job as already yours. And this is the art of manifesting. We hear so many stories about manifestation, and they're so complex. My experience is it's really quite simple. You simply, first of all, have to believe, in this case, that the job is yours, and you have to spend just 5 minutes a day seeing it, feeling it, touching it, look at the canteen, talk to the people in the office, all in your mind, because your mind knows no difference between a real event or something that you're making up. So this is why you should be careful what you watch on the TV, especially if it's a horror film. Your mind doesn't understand it's a TV film. It thinks it's happening to you. And so we can use this positively by seeing ourselves already having the job. And here's the thing. If the job doesn't come, that job that you manifest doesn't come, you've got to keep that consciousness high and say, okay, there is something better for me, and it's going to come in good time. But the moment you say, oh, that didn't work out and I really wanted that job, that's where it all goes wrong. So you've just got to keep believing, because you will get the right job for you at the right vibration that you're at. I get such a listening from today's message. It's lovely. I really feel a guardian present. Yes, we've all got guardians present. And once you recognize it and you just talk to them, communicate with them, that's all you have to do. And soon it will just become part of you. And you will get help, you will get guidance. Your problems won't solve the problems for you, but they will be there and pushing you and nudging you in the right direction, and so on and so forth. The more positive you are, the more love you have for yourself and then for others. As I say it again, the more passion you have, the more creativity you have, all of this vibration will allow the spirit world to come and help you. So let's see. It's true that because of the worries that I get more concerned and stressed. Okay, yeah, just work on it. Be gentle with yourself. My friend, with your child, I would say he's not giving me much mind. I'm really sorry about that, and I can't make it up, and I that would be wrong. But what I do know is that children, when they cross over the other side, and especially if it's at a tender age, and I have to keep saying that this is a young child that I got here, it's always for a reason. And usually the reason is that they chose that experience, and they chose you, and they chose the mother to be the person to bring them into the world so they can have that experience. I know that's very difficult for a parent to accept, and I fully understand that, but that's the best I can do for you. Know, yes, absolutely, that your child is perfectly safe. I lost my cousin when he was 15, and he crossed over, and he's absolutely fine. I mean, my cousin was killed in a car accident, unfortunately, by a drunk driver, but he crossed over, and there was no problem. There's no anger, there's no pain, there's no anything like that. They just continue with their life. And I want to say to you that in the kindest way I possibly can, they don't miss you because they're with you, and he knows, or she knows, I feel it's a he, that because there is no time per se over the other side, everything was, is, and will be is all mixed into one. Because of this, for you, when it's your time to go home, for him it's like a day, a week maximum, something like this. So know that he is safe. And also, I want to say there's a little white fluffy dog with this kid that's just popped in as well. He's just shown me a little white fluffy dog. It's very small, in between the ankles and the knee, and probably getting more towards the knee. And it's a yapper. It yaks all the time. So, my friend, that's the best I can do for you. I'd like to have done more, but I can't, I'm afraid. So I think we're going to wrap it up here for now. It's been a strange sort of evening. It's a shame no one can take this guy here. Maybe someone in the replay can take the guy. But anyway, okay, look, this is me, Mike and Shum, signing off, but I want to leave you with something inspirational. I want everyone to know that everyone can achieve. Every single one of you out there has the capability, the potential to achieve. You've just got to start believing in yourself, because no one else is going to believe in you. Very, very few people. But once you start believing in yourself things will start to change. There's a fabulous book. I can't remember her name. I think it's Lynn someone or other. It's called When I Loved Myself Enough. And it's a little book about this big. And it's page after page of one-liners. When I loved myself enough, I let go everything that never served me. The next one, when I loved myself enough, blah, 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 blah. Next one, when I loved myself enough. And it's really inspirational. I've got it. I read it all the time. Like everyone else, I have my ups and downs. But, you know, when you've got someone like Jeanne around you all the time, you can't but help get uplifted. So call upon your guides, call upon your inner strength, and start to self-love. Feel the worthiness within yourself. And one way to do this, you know, when you look in the mirror, if you can look in the mirror and say, yeah, I love myself, and you can look in that mirror without wanting to look away, then you know that you're there. So look, this is me, Mike Cavalli, signing off. Leave any messages you like on the YouTube channel, and I will get back to you within a day or so. So I hope you enjoyed everything tonight. Every evening is different, and I look forward to your company again next Wednesday, same time. This is Mike and Jeanne signing off. Bye bye for now.